and then you can move them down. But my oven's already hot, so they can go on the bottom shelf. All right, now let's do some coconut bacon. I don't know if you've ever had, maybe you've never had biscuits and gravy. Have you ever had biscuits and gravy? You probably haven't had coconut bacon biscuits and gravy. Well, my oven, my stovetop just lit. I thought it wasn't gonna lit. And I put my skillet on there, and I actually don't add any shortening. Oh dear, there's that short word again. That's where short comes from, by the way. Shortening is an oil or a butter, or in some cases a lard, an animal fat. And it's called shortening because it makes short biscuits. Got it? Okay, this is coconut. So I just put the coconut on my, I'm actually gonna switch my chai pot and my coconut bacon pot because I want the bigger flame. See that? See that flame there? Whoops. See it? See this one here? This one's smaller, but I have a big pan. And you always want your flame to fit the size of your pan. That's why your stove has different size flames for different size pans. Okay, so we're gonna let this bacon get toasty. And what we're gonna, coconut. It's not really bacon, it's coconut that's gonna taste like bacon because I'm gonna add salt and some smoky paprika to it and then a little bit of maple syrup at the end. So this is my smoky paprika, and I'm gonna open that up so I'm ready to go. Well, maybe, here we go. And this is my salt. Again, everything on the farm is kind of big because the farm's kind of big. If you live in a little house, you might have a little salt shaker, but we live in a big house with a lot of people, so everything's big here. Okay, so watch this as it starts to get lightly golden brown. And once it starts to get brown, it goes pretty quickly. Hey, Sunny, will you hand me the maple syrup, please? Sunny's one of my grandchildren. Wait till you see her. She's beautiful. And Sunny's 13 years old. And check out how beautiful and tall she is. She's my big 13-year-old. All right, now see what I mean by big on the farm? That's a big maple syrup. See that? Because again, it's a big farm. Ready? Let's see what's happening. Can you see that it's starting? Come up close here. Can you see that it's starting to get golden brown? You see that? You have to pay attention because once the fat, so there's natural fat in coconut, and once the fat starts to heat up, it heats up really quickly. And what'll happen is it'll burn if you don't pay attention. So I'm gonna add, come look, it's getting brown, see it? So I'm gonna add the salt to my coconut, and I'm also gonna add the smoky paprika. And then I'm gonna stir it, and you'll see that it's starting to get brown on all the edges. So the reason you stir it is because sometimes there'll be hot spots on a pan. Like one area of the pan might be hotter than the other. And also if you keep it moving, it will get golden brown on all sides. It won't get burned on one side and stay white on the other side. So notice the color, see it? Now watch what happens. I'm gonna add a little bit of maple syrup for that maple bacon flavor. And it doesn't take very much. Now the pan's hot, so you're gonna see the maple syrup sizzle up. Can you hear it? And I'm gonna mix that in. And then we're gonna turn this off because that pan is still hot, and that will cook it enough just being in the warm pan without the flame. Okay, now we have our coconut bacon for our gravy. Let's go make our gravy. Come on with me. Over here. Okay, here's our blender. We're gonna mix our gravy up in our blender. And gravy's kind of easy. It's a little bit of fat, some milk, a little bit of flour to thicken it, some salt and pepper, and then we're gonna add in our coconut bacon at the end while we're cooking it. Come on, let's get some milk. So here's our can of milk, because our milk comes in cans because it comes from cows, not the store. And I'm gonna dump all the milk I have in here. And since we're gonna go milk the cow later and get more milk, I'm gonna use a little bit of cream in my gravy. And I'm gonna add a little bit of flour that was left from making the biscuits to my milk to thicken it. And now let's go get salt and pepper. Come on over this way. Shauna's gonna get in the picture. This is my daughter-in-law, Shama. That's Sunny's mama. And she's a great mama. So see the pepper? Added pepper. Now you might think you don't like pepper, but really, gravy needs a little bit of pepper. Come this way. We're gonna get some salt. Add it to this. Now let's go blend it up. And when we come back, we'll put it in that pan with the coconut bacon and heat it up a little bit. So we're gonna blend this. It's gonna make a little bit of noise. All we have to do is mix that flour in really good. That's all it takes. See? It's like, kind of like thick milk with salt and pepper. Come on this way now. And, hey Sunny, will you do me one more favor? Will you hand me a little, that butter dish that's over there? Thank you. Sunny's so helpful. I bet you help your mom and dad a lot too. Thank you, Sunny. So I'm gonna take a chunk of butter, because remember, gravy is fat, which is butter, ghee, could be lard, could be oil, and dairy, milk, a little thickener with flour, and sometimes people add sausage. I'm using coconut because we're doing vegetarian. So I'm gonna turn the fire back on, but just low. You see how the butter's already melting? Because the fire's still hot from when I made the coconut bacon. I'm gonna let that butter melt just a little bit, and then I'm gonna pour our gravy mixture in, and we're gonna stir it till it gets thick. And after those biscuits are done, Sunny and Shama and myself and all the other people on the farm, we're having good old Southern biscuits and vegetarian gravy today. Ready? There goes the gravy mix. And now all I'm gonna do is stir it while it thickens. And it's gonna get thick and yummy because flour and milk and butter thicken with temperature. Ready? So watch this. It's gonna taste so good. And if you don't eat meat, or you don't like bacon, which pretty much sure seems like everybody likes bacon these days, but you can make bacon out of coconut. Okay, see it thickening? Whoops. You want to try to stir it so it stays in the pan, not splash out like I did. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
That's Mariana. She does the videos with me every morning. Let me show you a picture of her. We love her. Hi. She's from Mexico. And we have so much fun. You know, my daughter wrote me this morning and she said, Mama, 2 of my friends told me they love your videos. Thank you so much for doing them. And you know what I told her back? doing the videos helps me be happy too. So you might think about, what are those things you can do in your life that you feel better doing and they make other people feel better too? Okay, take a look at our gravy. See how thick it's getting? It's getting light brown and it's getting thicker and thicker. See that? So in just a minute it'll be done. You just have to cook it enough to where the flour thickens. Now watch, see the color? See how it's getting light brown when I stir it? That's the color of the gravy when it's done. It's white on top because it's bubbling up, it's boiling. But if you stir it, you can see what the real color of it is underneath. It's the foam of the milk, which has a lot of air in it that makes it look white on top. But when you stir it, you're stirring out the air bubbles, and so you can see the color of your gravy. So I'm gonna turn the flame off now, because remember, a pan stays hot after you turn it off, and this way it'll cook just the right amount and not burn. Okay, that's how you do Southern biscuits and coconut bacon gravy. Have a really good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.